Gentlemen, in a world where relationships can feel like a battlefield, there's a silent war being waged between high-value men and narcissistic women. Picture this, a thrilling clash of wills, where emotional intelligence battles manipulation and self-respect faces off against self-absorption. In this high-stakes game of love and power, only the strongest emerge victorious. Join me as we delve into the strategies, secrets, and savvy tactics that high-value men employ to outsmart the snares of narcissistic women. Brace yourself for an eye-opening journey through the realms of self-awareness, boundary setting, and emotional resilience. Welcome to the ultimate guide on how to navigate the treacherous waters of modern romance and emerge triumphant. Number 1. Self-awareness is key. High-value men possess a profound sense of self-awareness that serves as their compass in navigating relationships. They understand their intrinsic worth and value, refusing to compromise their emotional well-being for the sake of toxic connections. When confronted with narcissistic women, they recognize the signs of manipulation and emotional abuse, choosing to prioritize their mental health above all else. By staying true to themselves and maintaining a firm grasp on their self-worth, they effectively outsmart the allure of narcissistic behavior, paving the way for healthier and more fulfilling relationships. Number 2. They have a healthy dose of emotional intelligence. Now, high-value men are like emotional ninjas. They've got this superpower called emotional intelligence, which basically means they're really good at understanding their own feelings and reading other people's vibes. When they come across a narcissistic woman, they're not fooled by the charm or the manipulation. They can see right through it. It's like they have this radar for spotting fake behavior. And here's the cool part. They don't let their emotions get played with. They know when someone's trying to pull a fast one on them, and they're not about to fall for it. Instead of getting caught up in the drama, they stay cool and collected. They trust their gut instincts, and they're not afraid to walk away if something feels off. It's all about staying true to themselves and not getting swept up in someone else's games. That's how they outsmart those narcissistic women. They keep their emotions in check and they don't let anyone mess with their heads. Gentlemen, if you've enjoyed diving into the depths of male wisdom and empowerment with us, consider subscribing to the Soulful Synergy channel. Join a community dedicated to exploring the essence of masculinity and relationships through insightful content and engaging discussions. Hit subscribe now to stay updated on all things male. Number 3. They set boundaries. Gentlemen, high-value dudes, are all about setting boundaries. Think of it like drawing a line in the sand and saying, "This is where I stand, and I won't let anyone cross it." When they meet a narcissistic woman, they don't mess around. From the get-go, they lay down the law. They make it crystal clear what behavior they won't tolerate. Whether it's refusing to be manipulated or standing up against emotional abuse, they're not afraid to speak up. And here's the kicker. They actually stick to those boundaries. They don't let sweet talk or empty promises sway them. It's all about respect for themselves and making sure they're not getting dragged into someone else's drama. That's how they outsmart those narcissistic women. They know their limits and they're not afraid to enforce them. Number 4. They surround themselves with support. Absolutely. High-value men are not trying to tackle the world alone. They know the importance of having a solid crew behind them, people who've got their back no matter what. When they're dealing with a narcissistic woman, they don't keep it all bottled up inside. They reach out to their friends, family, or maybe even a therapist for support and advice. These are the folks who keep it real with them, who aren't afraid to call out any nonsense they might be putting up with. Having that support system is like having a safety net. It gives them the strength and perspective they need to navigate tricky situations. And let's be real, dealing with a narcissistic person can be draining. So having people who lift them up and remind them of their worth is crucial. They lean on their support network for guidance and encouragement, knowing they don't have to face things alone. That's how they outsmart those narcissistic women. They've got a team behind them, ready to help them tackle whatever comes their way. Number 5. They spot patterns. Gentlemen, high-value men are like detectives, but instead of solving crimes, they're solving relationship puzzles. They've been around the block enough times to recognize patterns when they see them. So when they start noticing the same old behaviors from a narcissistic woman, maybe it's the constant need for attention or the way she always makes everything about her, they don't just brush it off. They connect the dots and realize, hey, I've seen this movie before. But here's the twist. They don't just sit back and let history repeat itself. Nope, they learn from their past experiences. They know that if they keep falling for the same tricks, they're going to keep ending up in the same mess. So, armed with their newfound knowledge, they take a different path. They don't let themselves get sucked back into the same old cycle. It's like they've got this sixth sense for dodging drama, and they're not afraid to use it. That's how they outsmart those narcissistic women. They break the cycle and rewrite their own story. Number 6. They are focused on their personal growth. High-value men prioritize personal growth as a cornerstone of their lives. Instead of being entangled in the drama of narcissistic relationships, they invest their time and energy into self-improvement and pursuing their passions. Whether it's honing a skill, exploring new interests, or advancing their careers, these men are constantly evolving and striving for excellence. By focusing on their own development, they cultivate a sense of fulfillment and purpose that transcends the fleeting allure of toxic relationships. In essence, they choose to invest in themselves rather than wasting precious time on individuals who detract from their journey towards self-actualization. Number 7. They have got self-respect in spades. Gentlemen, high-value men know their own worth, plain and simple. They're not about to let anyone mess with their happiness or self-respect, especially not some narcissistic woman. They've got this confidence that says, I deserve better than this. So when they come across someone who's all about themselves and doesn't really care about anyone else, they're not sticking around. They're not interested in playing games or being dragged down by someone who's not on their level. Instead, they put themselves first. They know life's too short to waste it on someone who doesn't treat them right. They'd rather be alone and happy than with someone who makes them miserable. That's how they outsmart those narcissistic women. They know they're worth it, and they're not willing to settle for anything less. As our journey draws to a close, we've uncovered the invaluable lessons and timeless wisdom that empower high-value men to outsmart the allure of narcissistic women. Armed with self-awareness, steadfast boundaries, and unwavering self-respect, these men stand tall amidst the storm of manipulation and self-centeredness. But our exploration doesn't end here. Let this be a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who dare to navigate the complexities of love and relationships. May you walk away from these revelations with a renewed sense of empowerment, ready to forge ahead on your own journey towards fulfillment and authenticity. Remember, in the battle between heart and ego, it is the courageous who emerge victorious, claiming their rightful place as masters of their own destiny. Until next time, gentlemen, stay soulfully synergized.